radio. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order. Intellectually petty radio on the stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. Brought to you by M3S3 Clothing, Men Make Moves and Suckers Stand Still, and Photos by Vin. I am your host, Jobs. Been at this for a minute. How you doing? How's your life? How's your day going? If you're having a bad day, hopefully I can make it a little bit better. And if you're having a good day, hopefully I can make your shit great. Oh, and this is one I haven't said in a while, man. I only got one rule. Let's be respectful, We welcome everybody. And I'm waiting on your favorite manager's favorite manager. Hands up management. Louie is my guest for the night, and I'm just waiting on the brother to tap in. And if you have watched the show over the years, multitasking is really not my shtick, to keep it a buck. Unless you manage your channel directly from your phone. Apparently, I can do that with Twitch. I'm live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook currently. I've really just got to Twitch just to say I had a Twitch because I don't fuck with Twitch. I tried to one time play video games on this shit, and it just didn't work. However, in listening to T Grizzly, apparently you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, he's already, famous and worldwide known, but this brother is making mint playing video games on Twitch. So, like if you can, damn, that's a hell of a bag to get. And I'm just tapping into the brother right now. Yo, and if you haven't got a chance to go to the YouTube page, that's Intellectually Petty Radio on YouTube. Go to the YouTube page and check out the interview. Well, the interview, the conversation I had with Cesario and Chairman Fahim. We talked about Charleston White. We talked about Kanye. We talked about Black Unity. We talked about a gang of shit. And it was my first time having a live interview. I rarely interview more than one person at a time, so that was different. But we really, once I got the nerves out a little bit, once I got kind of talking, it was a really good conversation. Although I said keep it a buck probably 72 times. I didn't specifically count, but it was pretty close. And one thing that was difficult for me was transferring the MP4 to being able to put it on Adobe and get it to save. For some reason, my Adobe just kept crashing and kept crashing and kept crashing. So what I eventually had to do, which I probably need to be doing more of anyway, was I cut the interview in half. So right now I got part one up. I do have part two in the can. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit to let part one do its thing, and then I'm gonna drop that. Also, man, yesterday I talked to Rose Spit from Detroit, actually from Pontiac, Michigan. He's got a store in Royal Oak, Michigan. He's got a store also in Detroit, Michigan. And this brother his store was one of 3 stores on the planet chosen by Nike to redesign the Jordan 2. And they went crazy with the redesign. It was really, really, really dope. And not only is he an entrepreneur, owns a couple of stores, he's an MC, DJ. So that was a really, really, really dope conversation, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Lately, I've been doing my thing, and without further ado, hands up management's own, your favorite manager's favorite manager. When I say a legend, that's not hyperbole. That's not bullshit. I mean a legend to legends. And I'm keeping that 1000%. I ain't saying keep it in the buck no more. Anyway, on that note, man, we got hands up management's own said Louie. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? How's life? How's your
Thank you.
family?
My family good. Actually, just been running around. My youngest son downstairs right now. We just been running around all day.
Man,
Just got situated.
having kids is a
Jump on
beautiful
here with
thing,
you.
though.
Oh
How
yeah,
many
no,
kids?
it's excellent. It's excellent. Two. I
Two?
got a 9-year-old. He'll be 10 in November. And I actually have a 21-year-old.
Oh, bro, I got grandkids. I got 6 grandkids.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't
Wait
got
till
to that yet.
yeah, wait till
I'm
you get
probably gonna be there cool in the next couple of years. I'll probably be there maybe the next year or so at to pace my son at.
Yo, man, it doesn't get better than that, though, man. They are adorable. They absolutely love you, and you get to send them home. Shit's perfect,
Absolutely.
man.
That's what my mom used to tell me.
Oh man, God, man, and thank you, bro. Like you are Detroit. Like
I
I'm gonna
appreciate
be
that.
honest. Come on, bro. You've put it. What is this like 17, 18 years in the game for you?
Yep, going on 18. Yep.
Yeah, I saw an interview. Well, when I tried to Google you, outside of your personal, shit that you're doing, it's not, you don't do too many interviews. It wasn't too much information. I'm like, what? How is this dude making all these moves and nobody is talking about him? Is that intentional?
I mean, I'm just a low key guy in general. So I mean, I guess like subconsciously it was intentional.
Okay.
I just was never toot my own horn individual. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just was bred to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Do the work.
Mhm, mhm. Do you ever sit back and be like, yeah, man, I'm the shit. I've done X, Y, and Z. Never.
I mean, I've had my moments recently because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'll say this like my one of my best friends growing up, and my brother. I have 5 brothers. So
Mhm,
my brother that's right over me, he's like he always been with me and he been through the whole grind with me. Um,
mhm.
you know, he'll be on my head like, yo, sometimes you gotta just sit back and enjoy what you're doing and what you've done. I try to do it a little bit more now than I have in the
Mhm,
past. Um, I'll take some time and just like the little small victories. I'll enjoy them, but it's so hard to right because it's like you so far in the future and thinking about the next thing to get done. Like you don't even have time to enjoy what you did already because it's like you did it and then it's like, but it's the next thing to do.
like, you know what? I talked to Rose Spit yesterday, and we were talking about being addicted to the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a characteristic of every super successful person. And I'm fairly certain you're addicted to the hustle.
Yeah. It's this clip I seen the 50 Cent. He did this interview, right? And it
Hmm.
what he said just resonated so much with me because they were asking him like if he wanted to be a billionaire, right?
Hmm.
And he said, of course, of course we want to get to that level of success. But he said, even if he got to that or when he gets to that level of success, he said it's still gonna be another idea. Like,
Yeah.
so it's not about the money or the financial gain. It's about the execution of the idea. Can I
Yeah.
execute this idea? Can I make this idea that I have in my head become a reality? And then the money is a byproduct of that, but the money's not the focus. It's the can I make this idea a success?
Yeah. I feel you on that. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. Well, not necessarily because I know you started off, you went to college, you played football, you got hurt. Where'd you go? Which college?
I went to Tiffin University.
Okay. What position did you play?
linebacker.
Linebacker. Oh, he was hitting niggas, huh? I feel that. You get hurt, you decide I'm gonna be a producer, then somehow or another it turns into I'm gonna be a manager. Who was the first person that was like, man, I want you to manage me?
Actually, my homeboy Corey Walker, who's still like one of my good friends to this day. Um, Corey, he played football with me.
Hmm.
Um, and we would go back. He's from Canton, Ohio. So we would go back to Canton. His brother friends had a studio down there. So we would go to the studio and we just was learning, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything. I just knew this was what I wanted to do. Um and we just was sitting there learning, and then Corey end up you remember Freestyle Friday on 106 in Park?
Absolutely.
So Corey end up getting on 106 in Park on the Freestyle Friday. He did that for like a month, right? Because they would tape once a week.
Right.
They would, because it was a live show, but they like would tape several shows in one day.
Okay.
Um, so we would go down there. We would go down there on like Wednesday. So by this time, I had dropped out of school. I had dropped out of college, so I had moved back to Detroit.
Hmm.
Um, so what I would do is I would catch the Greyhound from Detroit to Canton.
Oh,
Then we would drive from Canton to New York, go film. We would go film, and then drive back to Canton. Then I would get back on the bus and come back to Detroit and go back to work.
wow. And how long did you do that?
We did that for a month. We did that for a month.
Hmm. And
Yeah, we
so,
did that
so
for
what
a month.
happened? What came of his career though?
Um, Corey just ended up becoming like a family man, like the hustle, the everyday grind of being an artist. It
Hmm.
just wasn't his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he still loved music. We talk like his daughter's actually doing music now. She's starting to write. She's starting to write music and stuff like that. So me and him talk a
Hmm.
lot about that right now. But like just the everyday grind, it just wasn't for him. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up having a successful year. He got into banking and like doing mortgages and stuff. And he like had a successful career doing that. So that's what happened. But one of the other guys that I played football with that kind of was around that same time, I got Locke. He Locke, me and Locke kind of like went head first into it together. I
Okay.
came back to Detroit. Locke stayed at Tiffin because Locke had like another year at Tiffin. He ended up graduating actually. He came back to Detroit, and then me and him just like went head first into it. Locke's actually still active in the music industry. He's doing videography now, and then like he's like helping with Hands Up with like some other artists we work with. So, but he's doing videography. Him actually, Boldy James just released a video yesterday, and Locke directed that video.
Shout out to Boldy. Man, Boldy is fucking dope, bruh. Like
Oh
Boldy is
man,
just a dope ass nigga, man. Like, yo, I got a chance to check
no bullshit, no bullshit. That's one of my. Can I cuss on here?
absolutely.
Okay, like he is literally one of my favorite artists. Like, and I'm not just saying this because that's like my brother. Like when I first heard his music, I didn't even know I knew him. Right?
Mhm.
I think I heard Concrete Connie was like the first song that I heard. Then I started like So Dope all my life, and I started going back and seeing those videos. But Concrete Connie was like the first video that I seen from him, and I didn't realize that I knew him because me and him
Mhm.
actually used to play basketball against each other in middle school. Like we went to rival, like we played for like rival teams and stuff. So like
I know, wait,
we
wait,
had
what
some
middle school
very
you go to?
intense games. I went to St. Matthews.
Oh, damn, where the hell is that at?
It's on the east side. It's closed now. It's on
Oh,
it
okay.
was on what's that? Whittier and Harper.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm from the west side, bro.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I played for St. Matthews. He played for St. Juliana.
Okay.
Um and like that was like our rival school, you know what I'm saying? So we had some very, very intense games. Um, but we knew each other and we had a mutual respect for each other. But I didn't know that this was Lil Moochie that played for St. Juliana. I'm hearing the music. I saw the video, but we hadn't seen each other in so long.
Right.
I didn't really recognize him. And I'm like, and I was really mad. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, who is this person that they say is from Detroit? And he's this dope, and I don't know. So it was my quest to find him.
So how long
So
you
I
been
end
managing
up
him?
managing Boldy,
Yeah.
or just managing period.
Managing Boldy.
Me and Boldy started working together in 2011.
Wow. So like you
Yep.
have
We had
seen.
we had a couple. I ain't gonna lie, we had a couple years apart. We had some a disagreement with each other, and we both kind of stubborn. So we spent I say like probably like 3 years not working with each other, but we in that 3 years we end up like getting with each other, sitting down with each other. First of all, we repaired our friendship because it's like that's my brother and my friend before
Mhm.
music. Like
Okay.
if we never did no music together, that's still my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
his
feel you.
kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with his kids. My kids love him. His mother, I'm real close with his mother and sister.
Mhm.
Um, we like that's really my family for real. Um, so yeah, that's my guy right there.
And you know what? You said something interesting in the interview I did see. Um, that you won't take a client that you don't like. Still true?
As a person,
Yes.
yes, I won't. I won't.
Does does it matter that much?
To me,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I have people where we don't. I have artists where we might not see eye to eye on everything. 'Cause, I mean, we human, so we're not gonna see eye to eye on everything.
Right.
But if I don't connect with you on some type of personal level, um, it's hard for me to go sell you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm selling people. You know what I'm saying? Because in
Yeah.
there I have to deal with everything that comes with you too, right?
Yeah.
So good, bad, or ugly, I got to deal with it. Um, Now, I mean, I'm not necessarily attached to every single thing that a artist does because they are their own people. But I
Exactly.
do have to deal with it in some form of fashion. It do come across my table. I do have to bear the weight of things you do.
Hmm. That's
So
true.
if I'm not connected to you on some type of personal level, then it's hard for me to like be me.
I feel you on that. So, who was your first success story?
My first success story. So like I was telling you, me and Locke went head first, but that wasn't. I don't think he was my first success, quote unquote. We was
Mhm.
kind of just learning the game together. Um, I was doing like I said, I was doing internships. I interned at the radio stations here, both of them, the
Okay.
Clear Channel and Radio One stations in Detroit. Um, I interned. Well, not interned, but I did street team stuff for like Interscope. It's like Interscope, J Records, Reebok. So I did like street team stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but so I just met a lot of people along the way, and I, like worked myself into different situations. My first success would probably be Sick Notes. On the producers, the multi-platinum producers, they produced How Come for D12.
Mhm.
They produced Cry Now for Obi Trice.
Oh,
We
he's
did stuff
so
for
dope.
K John. Yeah, we did stuff for K John. We had an artist Mayday that had some success locally. You remember the artist Ray Rashard Morgan? We worked with him.
No.
We worked with him early on before he signed the Grand Hustle.
Mm.
So yeah, that was probably like my first like success in the music industry, like as a manager.
Mhm. Did you
Yeah.
celebrate or you just kept the grind going?
I just kept the grind going. Like I was so young, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like 23, 24 at that time, like about 24.
Okay. And so
It was like
walk walk
24.
walk me through your timeline as far as managing this going. Okay, you started out what about 2021?
Mm.
You get
Yep.
successful. Took you a couple of years to get successful after you put in some street work, um, interning. What happens after that first little wave of success? Who do you move on to next?
Um, so like I said, so Sig Notes had this artist named Mayday. So I was working with
Mhm,
her. Um, and then Locke. So Locke ended up starting Locke and my good friend CDL. So they grew up together. They grew up
mhm,
together. They knew each other from when they were younger. CDL would start coming around us. Locke would be at the studio with us. Cause when Sick Notes brought me in, they brought Locke in too. They like, cause Locke was like an extension of me. So they like, we
gotcha.
bringing you in, we adopted you as family, we adopted him as family. So Locke was around working on music. Uh CDL was Locke friend. So he would be coming to the studio. He was doing his own solo music too.
Mhm,
So what we would do is we would go to open mics and stuff, and Locke and CDL would go perform at these open mics.
okay.
Um, and so what I would do is I'll go to the guy doing the open mics and say, "Hey, can they perform back to back?" But it was
Okay.
strategic because I was like, if they perform, because each person to get like two songs or something like that. So I'm like, all right, if they perform back to back, we could make it one big set. You know what I'm saying?
Feel
So
you.
whichever one would go first, the other person would hype man for them, and then vice versa. So they would hype man for each other. So it started to become like people was like, and I'm looking at their energy, and people was thinking they was a group. They wasn't a group yet, but
Mhm,
they were at moving as a group. So one day, me and my partner Wit, who was one of the producers from Signals, we sitting in the back one day, and we like, yo, they should just be a duo. That's how we should sell them. We came to them with the idea. Obviously, they went with it. Um, and it actually moved pretty fast for real.
mhm.
They they did a mixtape. Then we went down to South by Southwest. We went down to South by Southwest, and then I end up linking them up with my man Johnny Shipes, who runs Cinematic Music Group. I had linked with him on some. I'm skipping around a lot because it's a lot of
That's
shit that
okay.
happened. But
You done done a lot of
Me
shit, bro.
Me and Johnny Shipes met through my work. I was working with Nuvo, with MC Search and Nuvo. So
Okay.
I had did some work. I had did some work with Crit with Nuvo. So I had established a relationship with them. So me and DRG go to South by Southwest. Shipes and Crit and Smoke Diz and all them come down to South by Southwest. We all end up staying in the same hotel.
Mhm.
So we stayed in the same hotel, same floor. Man, we smoked that hotel out. It was crazy. um so long story short, Shipes end up I was playing Shipes the guy's music. He liked the guy's music. Crit and them liked the guy's music. So we get back to the hotel one day from one of the shows, and Shipes have us come down to his hotel room, and he just started going through beats on his computer. So
Mm,
because Big Crit is a producer. So he's
mhm.
going through all these beats that Crit made, and we picked out. He's like, "Yo, tell me the ones y'all like." So we go through, we pick out like the ones that we like. He said, "All right, cool." He's like, "Y'all can just have them." He's like, "This is our gift from Crit. Y'all can just have these beats." So
That's
he just
dope.
gave us like 10. He just gave us like 10 beats from Big Crit. So I'm like, damn, this is when, this the blog era, Crit on fire, because this is when he first came out.
Oh my
This
god.
was right after the Crit was here, and I think he was working on the second project at that time. So Crit was like on fire at that time. So he just gave us the beats. So we're like, damn, okay. Back home with these beats. I think we end up making songs of like maybe like 5 of those beats. We didn't use
Mhm.
all of them. We made songs of like 5 of those beats. One of them being the song called "Close Your Eyes" that we actually put out. So we made the Close Your Eyes song. So I'm getting to show you how I got with Boldy. So we made the Close Your Eyes songs. Like I said, they came across the Boldy music. Me and CDL talking about Boldy because, you know, we both was like fans, like, yo, this nigga dope. So I heard when we made the Close Your Eyes song, I'm like, I looked at CDL, I was like, yo, we need to put Boldy on this song. And he like, all right, bet. So like I said, I end up tracking Boldy down through Mike Wax from Ill Roots. I was like, yo, I need to get in touch with this dude. So Mike Wax, you know, I knew Mike Wax from being down at South by Southwest and stuff for a few years. So he ended up getting me in touch with Boldy. And then I ended up pulling up on Boldy, and Boldy came to the studio with me, and we kicked it. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it the whole day. This was actually the day his first mixtape, Trapper's Alley, came out. We was together the whole day that tape came out. We sat in the studio, we kicked it. Yeah, nah, it was incredible. So we sit in the studio, we kicking it all day. You know, we in there, you know, smoking, drinking, chilling. Signals in the other room making beats. They was in a beat session making some beats. So we waiting on them to get done so we can go in there and record. Yeah, Boldy ended up jumping on the song, laying the verse on the song. And then I ended up putting the song out, and the song did really good. Like all the big blogs picked it up. And it, you know, it was a real jump start for what we had going on. So long story short, the guys ended up going to jail. Yeah, they ended up going to jail shortly after this. I was heartbroken. I damn near was ready to quit managing. I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to quit managing. I'm like, maybe I just need to do something else. Like, I was devastated, right? So I was just kind of just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, talking to everybody, you know, everybody trying to keep my spirits high. And then one day, Boldy called me, and he just basically like, yo, my mixtape out is doing good, is getting this crazy buzz. He said, I don't got no manager, you don't got no client right now. he said we need each other. No, but he was being real because, you know, he was real close. He was real close with the guys too. So he saw what we were doing. You know, he saw what we was working on and what we were building. So he just like, yo, let's just do it together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? And then me and him just hit the ground running. We did Ma Dukes and them was working on this Rebirth of Detroit project that they put out, this J Dilla project they put out called Rebirth of Detroit. So Boldy had did a verse on there with him, and Chuck English had did a song on there. So while we were at the studio, this was my first time meeting Chuck English in person. That's Boldy cousin. That's his blood cousin. So me and Chuck chopping it.
Group he's in.
The Cool Kids. The Cool
That's
Kids.
it. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Chuck, you know what I'm saying. So Chuck just pulled me to the side. He said, "Yo, the Alchemist wants to work with Boldy. Y'all need to get to LA ASAP." Because Boldy had met Alchemist at South by Southwest earlier that year.
Okay.
So, you know, Chuck had moved to LA. Chuck had moved to LA already. So he was working at Al's studio a lot. And he was like, yo, Al wants to work with Boldy. Y'all need to get out to LA. Get out there ASAP. So, you know, me and Boldy talk. I'm like, yo, Chuck said we need to get to LA like ASAP. He's like, all right. So he called me. He called me a couple of days later. He's like, shit, I bought my flight. I'm like, all right, bet I'm about to buy my flight. So we fly out to LA. We fly out to LA. We get there. We go to Alchemist. We go to Alchemist. Action Bronson is in there. Him and Alchemist working. They're finishing up the project Rare Chandeliers. So they were finishing that project up. And I think Action was done for the night. He left to go get something to eat and go to his hotel or whatever. When he went to go off to do whatever he was doing for the night, he was done recording. So we sitting in there. So Al say, hey, you know, Al come in there, kick it with us. He said, all right, I'm gonna pull up a beat. So he pull up a beat, and he asked Boldy if he like it. Boldy like, yeah, I fuck with it. He's like, all right, cool, right to it. Now, what people don't know is I used to engineer too.
Okay.
So I know how to engineer. So Al leave us in the studio, Boldy write to the song, and me and him record the song. Al coming there. He's like, yeah, I like it. So then me and Boldy dip. We go back. You know, Boldy was staying with one of our homeboys, Ken Kohler. Ken Kohler was living out in LA at the time, so Buddy stayed at Ken's house. Now Ken didn't know me. I love
Okay.
Ken to death. Ken didn't know me, so Ken wasn't gonna let me stay at his house because he ain't know me. So well, that's Ken, you know what I'm saying? Ken cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? Ken, that's my guy now. But he ain't know me, so he wasn't comfortable with me staying there. So I ended up getting a hotel room or whatever. So they dropped me off at the hotel. They go back to Ken's house. So then the next day they come pick me up from the hotel. We go back to Alchemist Studio. So we come back in there. Al and Action Bronson listening to the song Bodie did the night before, and they all love it. Like, yo, this shit is crazy or whatever. So Action told Bodie, like, yo, let's do a song. So Al pull up a beat. Action and Bronson, Bodie and Action Bronson do a song. Then I think the next day we did like 2 more songs. I end up I think I left a day before Bodie. Bodie stayed, and then he did like another 2 songs. So now it's like 6 songs.
Wow.
So now Al like, damn, we got these songs. We should do a project. We should just do a whole project. So me and Bodie like, all right, cool. So me and Al talk. Al, I'm like, yo, who should we put it out through? And Al was like, I got somebody. So he ended up introducing us to a guy named Peter Benton. The hell, what's Peter's last name? Peter from Mass Appeal.
Okay.
So he introduces the Peter from Mass Appeal. Benton Bender. I'm sorry, Peter. Peter Benton Bender. So he introduces the Peter Benton Bender. He like, yo, this is something we working on or whatever. Let me know what's up. So Peter heard the songs. It was like, cool, let's do a deal. So we end up doing it. It was Decon Records at the time. It wasn't Mass Appeal just yet. It was still Decon. So we do a deal with Decon for the Alchemist project. And then we did an EP. We did this EP called Grand Quarters. But Grand Quarters, we put like 1 new song on there. But Grand Quarters really wasn't nothing but like a few of Bodie's songs that were on some of his mixtapes, like some of his best songs from his previous mixtapes. And we just put it on. We put the best songs on the EP, called it Grand Quarters, and put that out. And then maybe like 7 or 8 months later, we put out My First Chemistry Set.
Fire project too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we put out My First Chemistry Set.
Tea in China too. Oh my god, the Tea in China is just
man, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah,
that's a album right there.
So I'm gonna say this. Signals was definitely a big thing, but I think me with an artist, me and what me and Bodie accomplished, that was probably at that moment probably the most success I had. It was like it solidified because me and Bodie had both been doing groundwork individually, but when we came together, like when we put our resources together, it was just like this well-oiled machine, and like we made an impact.
Yeah, you absolutely did, and you still making an impact. Okay, so you did A&R shit. Are you still at A&R for Searchlight Publishing?
Not really. I mean, so Searchlight still is in existence, but it's like we kind of just working with the writers that we had. We haven't like actively tried to sign on new writers.
Okay.
So I mean, we still have the artist like Bodie's actually signed to Searchlight. It's another songwriter, Ashley Rose. I have this other writer, Kevo Hendricks. So those are like the writers that we signed during that time. And we doing that. So and all of them are pretty still active. Obviously Bodie's very active now. Ashley, I think the biggest song Ashley had, she wrote a record. She had two really big records. She had a record called Pieces that was on Tamar Braxton first album. And then she had another record, Don't Kill the Fun, that was 7th Streeter and Chris Brown. So that was like probably like her those are like the 2 biggest records she wrote to date. You know what I'm saying? But she got a plethora of other stuff that she's written. that's been success. But those probably like her two most commercially successful records.
So you manage the producer of this generation thus far. And I'm I'm not bullshitting. Like Helluva is like here, and the rest of everybody is trying to catch up to that nigga. At what point do you like? How did you meet
I mean,
Helluva? At what point did you like this nigga's got something?
um, me and Helluva. I met Helluva originally in 2006. Because with Stretch Money first, his full Stretch Money album, Take Money to Make Money. So, Helluva produced half the album and Signals produced half the album. So I met him then. That's when I first met him.
Okay.
Me was cool. I wouldn't say we was tight, but we knew each other through passing. Um, but we have a close mutual friend. We have a close mutual friend, uh, Mike, dude Mike Lit. So that's one of me and Helluva's like he's like him and Helluva like brothers, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And then me and Mike got real cool. I met Mike through Search. And then me and Mike just got real tight on our own. Me and Mike developed our own relationship.
Hmm.
With all, when I was moving around, I was doing something. He'd be like, "Hey, think about Helluva if you're doing something." I'm like, "All right, cool. Of course, he Helluva." You know what I'm saying? So Helluva had moved to Atlanta at one point, so I know Mike would be like, "Yo, if you know something going on down there, just let us know, or whatever." So it's cool. I
Hmm.
let him know. I end up now. Me and Helluva started really, really working together, like and communicating a lot when I started working with Nisha and Shay. Um, I was A&R for Nisha through Federation Music Group, and Helluva was obviously producing a lot of music for her, so me and him had to deal with each other a lot. The closer relationship around that time. So then a little after that is when he did First Day Out. So he did first. Obviously, the massive success that song had.
Crazy.
A little bit after that came out. Yeah, a little bit after. Um, Big Sean actually offered hell of a publishing deal. Um, so Mike came to me and was like, "Yo, offering hell of a deal." He said, "I would like if you would help us like negotiate the deal."
Okay.
So I'm like, "All right, cool." You know what I'm saying? So, we looked at the deal. I end up linking up with Mike had linked me with one of his good friends that he had that always told him he would work with hell of a this attorney named Matt Greenberg. So
Okay.
me and Matt talked. We looked at the deal. We made our counter offer or whatever, and we was kind of going back and forth. So in doing that, I'm like, okay, let me reach out to other people that I know that I have relationships with. So I started reaching out to other publishers that I had relationships with. End up reaching out to my guy Ryan Press. Ryan Press ended up flying us out to LA. We sat with Ryan. Ryan was like, he really believed in it. And he like, "Yo, I want to do a deal." So we're like, "All right, you know, I'm always send the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? Like you could talk, but Ryan, they sent the paperwork over, we negotiated the deal, and then we end up signing with Warner Chappell.
Mm.
So once we end up doing that, now in this time, the arrangement was, "Yo, help me get this publishing deal." So I'm like, "All right, cool." But then after we did that, he was like, "Yo, you might as well just be my manager." You know what I'm saying? And then we just kind of took off from there.
And take off is an understatement. Like Dick, his impact is like there's two things for me, like really with the whole Detroit wave. Uh No Fly Zone by Trick. I think inadvertently, well, I won't say inadvertently,
Yeah.
I think that had a really huge impact on the whole Detroit movement being solidified. And I don't know if that was his intention or not, but I think that was definitely a byproduct of the No Fly Zone. And Helluva, Like, and I'm not discounting anybody else. Like, and my favorite MC, I say it a million times, is Big Hurt. But the hell of a sound, it gave Detroit a sound. And when a city has a sound, that's when the city takes off. And man, yo, you what y'all have done, dog, is just legendary shit. It will never be forgotten. And for that, I personally want to say thank you on
I mean,
behalf of
but
the
I mean, listen, I can't take credit for that. Like Helluva been doing that, man. Helluva. That's been the sound from the beginning, right? And I think that's the thing when you look at the success that the artists from Detroit are having right now. Um, they never strayed from the sound, right?
yeah,
They believed in the sound. Now the sound has evolved and gotten better,
yeah,
but it's still the same core thing that has always been. Um, and I think Vezo said this in the interview. Just they never changed, right? They never changed because when people said it wouldn't work and it's just local and this will never work on the national level. Like these are the things that we heard, right? Like
yeah,
it would even be to the point where when I would be, I had solidified myself going to New York or going to these other places and having relationships, right? And they would
mhm,
listen to what I had to say, but it would even be times when they would be like, "Yo, said bring us something other than something from Detroit," and I just never, I didn't. It was so much talent in Detroit. It's like, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? It's so much talent here. Why would I go anywhere else at this moment? You know what I'm saying? At that moment in time, why would I go anywhere else when it's so much
yeah,
undiscovered things here? Like these
yeah,
these jewels are here. Why would I go anywhere else? And it's funny now. Me and me and Chanel was just talking about this the other day. It's like now you can't. People can't stay off my phone trying to get in touch with somebody from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's, yo, do you know such and such? Do you know such and such? Yes, I know such and such. I know it. And if I don't know him, I can get to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they like everybody is so locked in on Detroit now. I mean, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah.
happy. It's like you can't hold any resentment. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from T Pain, right? We were sitting on the bus with T Pain. I think were we in Florida? Yeah, we were in Florida. I'm sitting on the bus because T Pain was one of the big sponsors. He was like one of the big faces of Nuvo. So I had went. He had a show. We went sitting on the bus, chilling with him because we had took him some Nuvo or whatever. And actually, no, he didn't tell me that. Did we did me and Search did an interview with him, and he talked about it in
Mhm.
the interview. He was just talking about like all these people that shitted on him when he was coming up, and he didn't ever hold it against them, right? He just understood that these people weren't his friends, they were business associates, and he treated them as such, but he couldn't hold a grudge against them because they needed each other to be successful. Just like they need me and my talent, I need what they do to be successful. So it's the same thing in this. Is like understanding who is who and what is what, and understanding how to gauge a relationship, right? Because everybody's not your friend. So you
Oh,
can't hold people to the standard of being your friend. People are these people we do business with. So sometimes they might do
that's a
whole shit.
crushing
You know
ass
what I'm saying?
lesson
But
too, by the way, too. Like that shit hurts to
you
learn.
said
Like
what?
that's a crushing lesson to learn. Like when you
Yeah, yeah,
first get
no, it
that
is.
for
But
me,
I earned it. I learned that early though. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think I never really went through. I haven't really went through that heartbreak because I learned that. That's a lesson I learned real early. You know what I'm saying? And
I've went through
and
that heartbreak.
and I have been fortunate. I've been fortunate enough that the people who are really close to me
Mhm.
in early on in my career, such as Search is my man Mark Hicks, such as Lenny S. Like these people are really my friends for real. You know what I'm saying? They are my
Mhm.
friends. And they helped me through that. They never helped navigate through all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We navigate through all the bullshit, and that put me in position to be to kick off and be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like I know anytime I talk to any of them, and I give them their flowers, and they always like, well, said you did the work. You know what I'm saying? But they helped. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
They didn't know me from a can of paint. They just saw something in me that I probably didn't even see in myself yet. You know what I'm saying? They saw
Yeah.
something in me, and they went out on a limb, and they like really like introduced me to a lot of stuff and taught me a lot of stuff that has helped me to go on to be successful.
So let me ask you this: when you gonna start managing a podcast? I mean, I'm just selfishly asking. I'm just asking. It's the
No,
next
I
wave,
feel
though.
you. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I be getting all kind of management inquiries now. Like, is personalities, you know what I'm saying? Directors, all just stuff like that's not even like artists. Like, it's like, yo, and it's crazy. It's crazy to me. Like, it be so real sometimes, man. Like, I think now I've really just started to like, I guess now put my face out there. And it
Mhm.
wasn't even me. It was more so my clients. It was like Helluva, Nisha, like, Kevo, like just these people I'm working with now that even Boldy be on me now, about like, yo, like people gotta know who you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they be on me and they promote me and they tell people about me. So I kind of been trying to make a effort to be more vocal and be more present and tell my story more. Cause I guess it helps, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing
Absolutely does.
my consultant, I've been doing my consulting stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's something that I started. I didn't even want to do that. One of my I have a partner, we have a cheesecake company together. So my partner Courtney, one
Whoa,
day
whoa,
we were
whoa,
sitting
whoa,
at her
whoa! I'm sorry.
house.
I'm sorry. Sorry. You said a cheesecake company.
Yes,
How do I get a
for the
cheesecake?
love of cheesecake. I mean, you got to come to
All right.
Detroit. We're not shipping just yet. We will be soon. But when you come
I'll
to
be there.
Detroit, it's
I'll
for the
be
love
there
of
a week
cheesecake.
from
And just hit
tomorrow.
me up.
I'll be there a
Oh,
week
hit
from
me up.
tomorrow.
I'll get hit me up. Hit me up when we get up here, and I'll get it together so you can put your order in.
You gotta give me a way to hit you up.
I'm
Shit.
gonna send you. I'm gonna send you my number. I'll send you my number.
All right, bet. All right, my bad for interrupting, but I'm fucking
Yeah, I'll send you
greedy.
my phone number.
Go
No, no,
ahead.
no. You good. You good.
Go
So
ahead.
anyway, we were sitting. So we sitting in our house. We sitting in our house. Uh, and my phone just going crazy one day, and she just looking at me, and she's like, "Yo, all these people calling you, asking you all these questions." She's like, "You should be charging people for that." And I looked at her like charging people for that because to me it's nothing, right? It's like
Mhm.
I spent all these years acquiring this knowledge, right? Reading books, just traveling, doing all this stuff. So I spent all this time acquiring this knowledge. So it's like when you acquire all this knowledge, it's like a person who could shoot a jumper. It's like it's nothing to them. It's like effortless, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't looking at it from that perspective of, oh, this is so valuable. You know what I'm saying? Which it is. It is valuable.
Absolutely.
Um, so when she said it, it kind of got my wheels turning. I it's a lot of people who charge people for things, but then don't really do those things for them. Or they
Yes.
hustling these artists, out their money because
Yes.
people so gun ho to try to be successful, so they'll pay anybody who looks like or sounds like they can give them something, right? So
Yes.
I never wanted to be that. Um, so I just had to find a way for it to make sense. And when I really sat back and thought about it, it's what I do is education, right? So we
Hmm.
pay for education.
True.
Education, knowledge is valuable. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
So that's how I figured I wanted to position it was I'm gonna educate people because just because I think something is simple, it's a lot of people who don't know the simplest things from what's the difference between a manager and a label? People don't know that. You would think they do, they don't. They don't know about BMI, ASCAP. They don't know what it is to sign up to be a writer. They don't know what what publishing is. They don't know these things. They don't know about distribution, and they don't know certain marketing strategies. Or the tools available to them to do things.
Yeah.
They don't know about merchandising. Like they don't know about a lot of these things, right? That would seem simple, but they're not. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll start charging to educate people. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I do in the sessions is everybody's in a different space of knowledge. So
Okay.
I kind of just when we talk, I give them what are you doing, where are you at, what do you know, and then they'll tell me the things they know or don't know, and then we'll go from there, and then it just turns into like this. It just turns into a conversation. Um, but what encouraged me to keep doing it is watching the people that come to me and watching them apply the things that we talked about. So
Mm,
that became like fulfilling to me.
yeah.
And it's really dope to watch them apply the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And
Yo,
then and
man.
then some of these people that and I've developed relationships with some of these people, right? Because like we'll do these consult and then you a lot of the people who do come to me because they are paying, they are actually serious about their craft. You know what I'm saying? In
Mm,
some form of fashion. So
yes.
most of them do keep going. Most of them like it'd be a simple thing that I said to them, and oh my god, and then it opens it, and then it motivates them, and they keep going. I'll bump into them later and see, like, oh damn, okay, you're doing that. Some
That
of
shit
them come
works.
back. Some of them be like, all right, I need to know something else. They'll set up another session, come sit with me, and we'll talk. You know what I'm saying? Some people have actually gone on to actually create business relationships with on different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's been dope. It's been really dope.
So, and look up Wallow and Gilly and they deal, and you'll
Uh huh.
think differently about managing a podcast.
No,
Just
I got
throwing
it.
that.
No, I actually no, no, I know Wallow. I actually got to kick it with Wallow. Me and Helluva kicked it with Wallow when he was out here for the YouTube's Avenue thing. Um,
I saw
they
the
definitely,
footage.
they definitely, yeah, it's definitely it's a lucrative thing. It's a lucrative thing. I'm gonna figure it out. Like I just been expanding, right? I've been I've added a couple people onto the staff. Um,
Mhm.
because for so long, hands up, it was me, right? It was just me. Um, and it'd be funny when people know the name, but they didn't know me. So then they
Yeah.
like, oh, you hands up. But hands up is a company. Hands up is a company. You know what I'm saying? Like Cedric Louie is an individual. Hands up is a company. So I've been in the space of expanding the company now. So I'm adding people onto the staff to do certain things. Um, other managers, you know what I'm saying, to be able to because like I can do multiple things, like my brain can do multiple things, but I've realized like I can't physically be everywhere.
Yeah,
So
there's a limit,
if
bro.
I can have so if I can have people that can physically be in all these different places and these different arenas, I can come up with the ideas, I
Yeah.
can come up with the plan, um I can quarterback it. I just need the people to help me do it. So that's
Yeah.
what I've been focused on.
Yo, so if people do want to get the consultations or they want to reach out to you, how do they go about doing that?
They can hit me on my Instagram. Like I check the hands up MGMT, hands with a Z. So HANDZUP hands up management. Um they could reach me on there. I got my emails on there. They could DM. Like I check my DM. I try to check my DM regularly.
Mhm.
Um Sometimes it do get a little overwhelming sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. But I try my best to kind of go through it. And it's all in your approach too, right? Because it's people who it's all kind of people that just, yo, I need a manager. It's like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not replying to that. But then there are people who come, you know what I'm saying? But there are people who come on there and their approach and their what they say catch my attention, and then I'll reach
Yeah,
back out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it is all
Put
it
your
is and
effort
all in
first. For those people out there, if you're gonna DM him, put your effort first. What have you done to facilitate your own success? Lead with that. Just my 2 cents.
yes. Oh, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this too, right? For any artist, the success stops and starts with the artist. If you are not putting the effort, if you are not your biggest cheerleader, if you are not working harder than you should be, nobody on your team should work harder than you. Everybody should be trying to keep up with you.
Facts. Yes.
So
Agreed.
that's another thing for me, right?
Mhm.
Besides like having a personal connection, pretty much all the artists that I work with now, I am catching up to them. They
Mm.
always, yo, I'm doing this, I'm moving here, I'm doing like they are always thinking of ways to expand their brand. So we have conversation and it's like, okay, cool, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Now we harness the energy you created, and then we can create other opportunities off of that. But all of the energy starts with them.
Let me ask you one question. Contractually, what's a no for you when you get the contract for one of your artists? What's just a hell no?
Hell no.
Yes.
Uh a hell no. I don't know because it's various things. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I ever had a well, I don't know because I mean, like it's the terms, right? The terms are always more. The terms are more important than the money because you can have a bunch of money in the deal, but if the terms is shitty, that money don't mean nothing. So
Okay.
it's always about creating the best terms, but it's also about the place that artist is at, right? So
Yeah.
there's some deals you can negotiate for one artist that you can't negotiate for another artist, depending on the place where they're at, and then depending on the needs that artist has. So I don't really think it's a hell no. I think you just negotiate what you're looking for that particular person.
Okay. And for the record, I live
But
in Cleveland.
anything. But I would say for producers and whatever,
Mhm.
anything where they're trying to uh just buy out all your rights, that's a hell no. I say that that's a hell no because you'll see these deals where they want the producer to just they'll give them a couple of dollars and they won't order publishing. They don't want to give them no royalties. No, yeah, that's a hell no for sure.
Wow, so they
That's not
really
gonna happen.
trying it, huh?
No, people try that all the time.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, get you an
No,
attorney, get you
it
a
happens. It
manager.
happens more often than it happens more often than you think. I think now maybe a little less because people are more educated on what's going on and their rights and what they should and should not be asking for. But it
Mhm.
happens because people, like I said, some people don't know no better, and they just see they see this opportunity in front of them. They see what they feel like is success, but it's like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And I would
Yeah,
never do that. Like I've even been with clients, right, that pay me to consult them. Like, cause I do have like people who just put me on monthly retainers that call me to ask questions whenever they feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
really?
Um, yeah.
That's
And
pretty fucking dope.
I I have to educate them because they'll feel like, oh, I should do this, and they're like, nah, that ain't how you do that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the producers will be willing to go for it, and it's like that. Well, they'll do it, but it's like, all right, they'll do it, but what happens when they grow a brain? Then they're gonna resent you.
Man,
So I
they're gonna be
always think about
pissed
the
at
long
you.
term. Yes, I always think about the long term. I always think about the long term of do right by this person, because then in the long term, this person is gonna fuck with you more. This person is you're gonna get more out of this person if you do right by them versus trying to do them wrong on some short term shit. Like
Yeah.
then you end up falling out out with this person, then you know what I'm saying, you can end up in court with this person, you going through all this bullshit with this person on some short-term shit when all you had to do is really keep it real with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this is how we gonna do. Not even if you don't give them a bunch of money, you know what I'm saying? Just give them
Mm-hmm.
do right by them and give them the fair
Yes.
thing because if whatever work you did turns into a success, then they're able to benefit from the fruits of their labor.
Yeah. Last thing you want is somebody to sell 10 million albums and get $10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be, oh
for
my
sure.
God,
For sure.
the anger. Yo, and just for the record, I do live in Cleveland. I know Boldy will be here this weekend if the brother needs anything.
I'll be there. We'll be there Saturday. We'll be there. Was it Saturday? Yeah, we'll be there Saturday. You coming out
Oh,
to the
you'll be
show?
here. I hadn't
Yeah,
planned
I'll
on
be
it because
there.
I got work. But if you're gonna be here, bro,
Okay.
like I wasn't understanding. Like it's fucking Boldy, bro. There's no way I was gonna get like even though I have interviewed the brother, I don't think he'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, nigga, come to my show. You know,
Yeah,
if you're
no,
gonna
come
be
out.
here,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
I'll come
I'm
out.
gonna send you I'm gonna send you my number and all that. Yeah, come out to the show.
I'm gonna see motherfuckers get on the show and lie, bro. Don't be one of those people, man.
No, I'm not. Have we like y'all reached out to me? You reached out to me on DM. We've been kicking it the whole time. I've been
No, you've been a
responsive and
real dude.
everything.
Yes, you have. Yes,
Yeah.
you have, man. And I appreciate that, man. I've been doing this for a long time. And yeah, initially, like I used to be like, oh my God, so and so, we cool. And no, we wasn't cool. It was just an interview. It took me a minute because
No, for
I'm an
sure.
emotional creature. It's just me.
Yeah.
And it took me a
When your
minute to
birthday?
kind of get past that. January 30th.
So you're
I'm an Aquarius.
Pisces?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know too
So
much
like
about Aquarius.
we can be assholes, but we're emotional too. So I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I interviewed so and so, like, yeah. I text them like, hey, if there's anything you need, because I'm one of those follow up type of people. If you need something, like it may
Yeah,
not
no,
be
for sure, for
much.
sure. No, I mean, like I said, some people, I mean, everybody's different. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
see what I learned.
yeah,
That's another one of my qualities, right? I know how to adapt to the people that I'm dealing with, right? I don't treat every situation the exact same. Like,
yeah,
I deal with people according to who they are.
yeah, yeah. I feel you on that. And I'm not gonna hold you up too long, bro. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, I'll see you this weekend. Yeah, I'll come down there. I'll be a
For
little
sure.
tired Sunday. I'll make it up Monday. It will be all right.
All right, for sure.
And the grog shop is a really, really dope spot to be at too.
Yeah,
As
no.
far
We didn't perform. Me and Bodie, we didn't perform at that venue twice, maybe
okay,
even 3 times.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
fucks
we
with the
done been
grog
there a
shop.
couple times. So yeah, no, I'm familiar with the venue. I
Yeah, I
mean,
used
at
to
this
live
point now,
there.
I done moved around the country so many times. So it's like you start to be
Yeah.
like, damn, like I was just here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, yo, before I let you go, um, craziest experience in the studio.
Crazy. It's like in terms of creation or just period.
Just period. Like the wildest shit. Like I interviewed Mikey Eckstein about a month ago.
That's
And
crazy. You know, Mikey just called me literally right before I jumped on this.
my guy, and this Troy Muhammad is like such a beautiful person. Like that's my guy. He calls me up. He's like, we're gonna go to this Rakim show. I drive from Cleveland. If
Hmm.
Troy calls me, I'm there. Drive from Cleveland. We go to this
Yeah,
Rakim show. Um, Fucking beautiful ass show. Rakim. I'm sorry, not Rakim, but Scarface. Went to Rakim too, but this
yeah.
was a Scarface show. Scarface is fucking phenomenal, man. Anyway, end up meeting Mikey, end up interviewing him, and he tells me this story about Axl Rose and Tommy Hilfiger getting into a fist fight.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was fucking.
My crazy, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't even tell you, like not on air. I can't tell you my craziest studio. It's been some crazy shit. Like I can't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? For real, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't even talk about it. It was just some wild shit the other day. Like literally, me and Helluva was in the studio. we had it was an artist in there, and some wild shit happened, and we just looking like, what the fuck? Like, well, yeah, I can't talk about that on here.
Yo, I didn't know that nigga rapped, man, until I seen In the Field.
He been
What
what?
was
He been
I
rapping. He was a rapper.
that's what I heard, I'm old, bro. Give me a break. I didn't know that nigga rapped.
Go listen.
And
Go
man,
listen. So listen, you can listen to Mae West. Listen to Mae West album.
okay.
It's another dope song. He was on Wine, on Street Lord Wine. It's a song with him, Street Lord Wine, Stretch Money, Filthy Rockwell, and Royce the 5'9". I'll send it to you. Helly was rapping on that
Wait.
song.
Oh
Helly
my
had a solo CD called Hell Froze Over. That's on the streaming platforms. Yeah, no, hell of a correct. It's a Sada song. I'm gonna send it to you. It's a
That's a
Sada
wild
song.
nigga right there,
Helly
man.
was
Sada
rapping
is a
on.
wild ass nigga.
Yeah, it's a Sada song that Helly was rapping on. Sada did the video. Helluva wasn't in the video, but Sada did a video for the song.
Mhm.
I mean, Helly, man, but some of your favorite songs was wrote by Helluva.
I would not doubt that. I would not
Yeah,
doubt
like
that. That dude is
hell of a pen game is crazy. Like, we always everybody that's around him, we always pressure him like, yo, you need to rap. Like I told him, like we got an album. He has an album coming out called Hell of a Life. We putting it out through Atlantic. He's gonna be it's gonna be songs that he produced or whatever. But I told him
mhm.
like you gotta rap on at least one of these songs. Like, please, just one. Like
I
he's like, I
only
ain't
like
trying to be
wait,
no rapper. I say that's cool. You don't have to be a rapper, but I need you to rap on one of these songs, just one. So I'm working on
stop
that. That's
fighting your greatness, Helluva.
I harass. I think I harass him every other day about that.
Man, if you happen to listen to this, stop fighting your greatness, bro. Like you got flow. Not everybody gets
No,
that.
he dope, man. That ain't even the question. He just, Helluva
Quit
just is a
bullshitting then.
humble individual, man. He just
That's
a humble individual. He enjoyed making the records. That's what he enjoyed the most. You know what I'm saying? Being an artist is not that's not a hunger of his. He
yeah,
he enjoys the process of he enjoys the process of making the song and producing the song. Because there's a difference between uh a beat maker
yeah. And a
and a
producer.
person who produces.
Yeah.
Like Helluva really produces records, right? Now there's some records where he just give people the beats or whatever, but a lot of them songs he's present for the creation or he's involved,
Mhm.
even if he's not there in the studio, he's talking to the artist, he's calling the artist like, yo, uh you should maybe change this line or that line. You should do this. This would be dope if you did it like this. You know what I'm saying? So he's
Yeah.
very much involved in the creative process, and I think that's what makes him him. And then he's very intentional, even with the beats that he gives an artist. He's very intentional with the beats. It's a
Yeah.
it's a thought process to even
Being
why
that way.
he
Yeah.
picked to play this beat for this artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's had a thought process. He thought about it. He studied this artist, um, and he like, yo, this is what I want to create with them. This is what I think they would sound dope on, or I think this is a direction or something that they can do that they maybe haven't tried before. So yeah, no, he's very intentional in the stuff that he creates. It's very random that he's just doing random shit. You know what I'm saying?
Your man is always welcome to come on Intellectually Petty Radio. Just throw that out there.
No,
And
I got you. I got you. We'll figure it out.
T
We'll figure that out and get him on here.
T Grizzly, the new joints. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, again, him and T was in the studio. They were kicking it, like, they were having conversation. Like, those creations are intentional. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
Yes.
They're not these
Yes.
random things.
His storytelling
Yeah, they're not
game
these.
is probably the best. He might be like with this new shit. He didn't took
I
storytelling
mean,
to a
T
whole
just
nother
found it.
level.
I just was with T. I was with T out in LA. He was in Detroit. He did a screening in Detroit, and then But me and Boldy end up going to LA. Him, Boldy, and Ant Beats. They just filmed the episode of the Rap Caviar podcast that'll be out in a couple weeks. So we were all together and we just were talking. But T thought this out, right? He's told stories when him and Helluva started with the robbery joints. You know what I'm saying? With the first robbery.
Yes.
When they started with that, and T just found this niche that nobody was really doing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I think he was talking about this on $1 Million Worth of Game, where Meek Mill did like the Tony Story stuff and told a story in that form, but anybody doing it to this full fledged of doing an entire album of telling stories, I don't think it's been done. You know what I'm saying?
It hasn't. Well, I'll say R. Kelly was probably the closest to that.
But that's not rap though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's not rap. Like the store, the Trapped in the Closet stuff. But that's still is not hip hop, right? This is like a hip hop album. I don't think it's, maybe there's something a long time ago that I'm not thinking about.
No.
So anybody correct me if I'm wrong. But I know in present day nobody's done a full-fledged story album.
Yo, and I'm just going, respectfully, all you Detroit artists, man, I don't care how big y'all get, y'all got to go on some of these podcasts from niggas that grew up in your hood or around the block or on the other side of town. There's a lot of good, dope podcasts from niggas from Detroit, that's in Detroit, that's raised in Detroit, the whole nine. Show some love, respectfully.
No, for sure. For sure.
I'm
trying to tap in more, you know what I'm saying? I've been getting some interview requests. So like, I like the conversation. I like the dialect. So it's like anything about music, man, anything about this culture. I get great enjoyment out of it. So yeah, this is easy. Like, I had these conversations in private. So I have no problem having these public forum type of conversations.
Yeah, when I come up there, man, we're gonna sit down over some cheesecake and argue about some music, man. Who's your favorite MC out of Detroit?
My favorite MC out of Detroit, other than Boldy James?
Other than Boldy.
Like new?
No. I don't care when they was born.
Just period.
Just period.
I always been Street Lord Juan is one of my favorites.
Dope.
Me, obviously, like Royce. I love Babyface Ray. Always been a fan of his. PZ is dope. It's a lot of them. Baby Money dope.
Okay, last question, and I'm gonna let you go. Rock Bottom or Cheddar Boys?
Oh man. Rock Bottom. I mean, I'm from the East Side, so it's like, the Cheddar Boys is like that's our swag, but Rock Bottom could spit, man. They had spitters.
Yeah, Rock
so I don't know, man.
Spitters. Yo, but I was listening to Old Boy on the way to the studio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
them was East Side niggas talking that East Side shit.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I love both of them, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I can't pick because I listen to both of them for two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, on that note, man, I'm gonna let you go. I truly, truly, truly appreciate your time and your energy, bro. You are absolutely welcome back on Intellectually Petty Radio. Any day, anytime. You just let me know if y'all in town. You can come by the studio. Let me know. We'll set that up. Whatever you want to do, bro. I got you. If there's anything I can possibly do for you, please let me know.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
No doubt, man. On that note, man, have a good one, bro. And tell your family I said thank you for loaning you to us for a little bit over an hour.
Hey, my youngest son right here behind the camera trying to give me to do something for him right now.
Tell him it's
Yeah, we
done.
about to go.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. Peace. Have a good one.
All right. Yes, sir.
No doubt. Yo, that was absolutely wonderful conversation. And if you don't know the legendary status of that brother, please do yourself and your soul a favor and research the man. On that note, this has been Intellectually Petty Radio. Oh shit, I forgot my commercial. Hold on.
Stop trusting your cousin with your footage. If you need greatness, contact greatness at photosbyven@gmail.com. Or you can get a brother a call at 1-862-500-1532.
My bad with that. Shout out to Photos by Van, my bad, bro. But I got to talking, man, and shit happens. On that note, man, y'all have a good one. Peace. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. Enjoy.